Stand on one leg with your knee soft, and you're gonna feel weight roughly in the middle of the heel. If your knee were to be totally straight, it would be impossible to feel the middle of the heel. It would look like this, where the shin goes back and the knee locks out. That's why we keep a soft knee at all times. This foot, depending on your balance, you're gonna have it free and reaching back, or you can do a kickstand variation. No matter what, all the weight is on the working leg. As I keep weight in the middle of the heel, that's gonna ensure that my shin stays fixed. It doesn't move forward or back with the movement. That allows for my hip to do all the traveling. So I'm gonna keep torso length, so all the way from my hip to the top of my head. I'm gonna keep a lot of length through my trunk to make sure that at no point do I round or arch my back. And I'm gonna push my hip backward as far as it goes. I can reach my free foot back to help guide me. And at some point, I'm gonna feel a deep stretch in the center of the butt. That's the end of my range. I'm gonna push through my foot so my hip comes back up to the starting position. Slowly come down, reach this foot back to help guide your hip backwards, and then push through your foot, bring that hip back up to where it started. If you need some help with balance, you can keep the free foot down, just don't put weight on it, and it's the same motion. Your stance hip reaches back, you find the big stretch, and then you push back up. With whatever version you do of a single leg RDL, just make sure that you're keeping honest through your trunk. So when you're reaching back with your hip, you can put your finger here to make sure you're creasing. For me, this is all I have. Some common mistakes that people do is they'll continue letting their face approach the floor. It'll still feel like you're working this, but now you're no longer in true hip flexion. So just make sure that you're keeping your whole trunk very long to keep you honest through the range. And to come up, you are pushing down with the foot. Another variation that you could do is you can have the same free foot up against the wall. It's light, so you're not reclining back on the wall or putting weight on that foot whatsoever, but it's just there to help you. It's the same motion. You're still going to reach that hip back, place your fingers in the crease to help you, or your hands on your pelvis, whatever clicks best for you. And then you're going to push through that foot, bring that hip up and forward one more time. And then all of these variations, you can add weight to them. So you can hold a weight in the opposite hand, which would help you turn more into that stance leg. You can do the same with two weights in the hand and just keep your midline centered over the working leg, always making sure you're staying in that range. And regardless of what weight you choose or how you choose to load, make sure that you are allowing some rotation into that stance leg. So if I'm working my left, if I'm doing body weight or a kickstand version or whatever it is, or if I have a weight in one hand or both, no matter what, this is going to be that hip that's higher. So you notice that the other hip drops down. That allows for all these tissues to lengthen so that when I push back up, those lengthened tissues get a chance to shorten. At no point should you be opening away from the stance leg. You're always going to stay turned into it and let this other side drop and relax naturally so that the front foot or the stance foot is the one that is doing all of the work.